Get on that thing. Yeah! Yoshi doesn't have anything on that thing. What's up, YouTube? As you can see, that is Golden Axe. This is a video response to DynastyWarriors6. It's 200 subscriber question. What is your favorite Sega Genesis game excluding Sonic the Hedgehog? Well, that was easy for me because Sonic the Hedgehog really isn't in my top 5 games on the Genesis. Which may surprise a lot of people, but it's just not. Golden Axe is undoubtedly one of my favorite games of all time on any system. A little story behind it is I grew up in a little town up to about 7th grade in a place called Garner, North Carolina, right outside of the capital, Raleigh. Now, it was a perfect town to live in back in the 80s, very, very, very early 90s. Because it was, I could ride my bike everywhere. All my friends, we all lived within like a mile of each other. We'd ride our bikes to each other's houses. We'd ride our bike to school, ride our bike back from school, ride our bike to church, ride our bike to anywhere we wanted to, the arcade, the pizza place, wherever. Another place we used to ride our bike to was a little convenience store called Webb's. And there's 3 things I remember about Webb's. 2 things: Bonkers candy, the original Bonkers candy, not the crap they have now, and Lassie-Tassie candy. The 3rd was Golden Axe Arcade. I used to go in there, I'd buy a handful of Lassie-Tassie, a handful of Bonkers, and I would get a crap load of quarters and just play Golden Axe for hours. I probably could have bought Golden Axe game instead of spending all the money on the arcade. But anyway, it was released in 1989 for the Sega Genesis. I believe it was released in August, and then again in December. And then it was re-released in 1990. It's a side-scroller, beat-em-up, game. It is so much fun with 2 players because I love playing those games where it's like you can have you and your buddy and you just try to beat each level. Kind of like how Contra was, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Arcade, and 3, Hyperstone Heist. But I love that about Golden Axe. It's so much fun. There's 3 characters. There's, I don't know if I remember their names, Gridius or Gilius or something, I don't know. Like, there was a dwarf with a big axe, which is the guy I always got. Then there was Battle Axe, I think that was his name. Big Conan the Barbarian type guy with a huge sword, and then there was an Amazon chick who had a sword. And I would always get the dwarf, and you had like dinosaurs and crazy little creatures you could ride, little dragons you could ride, and I mean it was just a blast. Still today one of my favorite games. I don't own a Sega Genesis and I don't own the game, but the whole reason I will own a Sega Genesis is to own the series of Golden Axe, as well as a few other handful of games. I'm so excited to hopefully one day own this game again, and that is my favorite game on the Sega Genesis. And that's my answer to DynastyWarriors6 200 subscriber question. Please check his channel out if you haven't. I think you'll really like his channel. He always has great pickup videos. He's big into, I'm not big into comics, but if you're into comics, he always recently went to Comic-Con. He's got some video footage on that. So yeah, he always has some great finds, good amount from a bunch of different systems, so not just Genesis. He always has a lot of Genesis games, PS1 games, Super Nintendo games, NES games. So yeah, check his channel out. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.